Welcome to Josh and Tim Talk Sports. I'm Tim Shire, and I'm going to do the show myself today. We had some scheduling conflicts, couldn't do the show on Halloween. Tommy and we wanted to go trick or treating with my granddaughter PJ, and Chuck wanted to hand out candy at his house. Josh couldn't do the show today, so um, I decided we would just do this show this week. And I'll just read I'll read everybody's predictions. First, we'll start with the standings. We got Tommy is in first place. Things have tightened up. Tommy's in first place at 96 and 50. Excuse me. 96 and 50. Chuck is in second place, tied with me at 94 and 52. And now Josh is in fourth place at 93 and 53. So we got 3 games separating first place and last place. This is very close. So that's what we got going. So let's just get right to the picks. We've got Titans at Steelers, and that's a Thursday night game on prime time on Amazon. If you can see the picture while you're watching it, that will be a miracle. It's the worst quality I've ever seen on a national broadcast. They should be ashamed of themselves. But here we go. We got Titans at Steelers. And 3 of us picked the Steelers and 1 picked the Titans. Tommy, Chuck, and I all picked the Steelers. And Josh picks the Titans. And then we've got the 2 high school games for the week. We've got Magnolia Sandy Valley at the Perry Pirates. And all 4 of us, Tommy, Chuck, myself, and Josh, pick the Perry Pirates. And then we have Riverside playing Twinsburg at Riverside. And 3 of us pick the Beavers. And one picked Twinsburg. Chuck picks Twinsburg. Tommy, myself, and Josh, we all pick Riverside. So hopefully we still have 2 teams alive in Lake County after Friday. So we've got 2 college games this week. We've got the Army at Air Force, so a military academy game. It's not Army-Navy, but it's still a big game. And Air Force is good this year, too. So all 4 of us pick the Air Force. We're all going through the air, and we pick the Air Force. And then we have OSU at Rutgers, the Buckeyes, #1 in the nation in the college football rankings, the only rankings that matter. The writers' poll means nothing. The coaches' poll means nothing. The college football rankings done by the committee, those are the only ones that matter. And Ohio State's #1. They are #1 because they've played the toughest schedule. And they're 8-0. So now we've got OSU at Rutgers this week. And of course, all 4 of us pick Ohio State. Rutgers is better, but they're not Ohio State. And hopefully they beat them good, because anytime Greg Schiano gets beat, I'm happy. So then the first NFL game, which takes place in Germany this week, it'll be 9:30 Sunday morning. And it's Dolphins at Chiefs. So it's a Chiefs home game in Germany. So I'm not surprised that all 4 of us have the Chiefs, even though they lost last week. All 4 of us are confident that the Chiefs will beat the Dolphins. And then we have another clean sweep, Vikings at Falcons. Kirk Cousins is out for the year for the Vikings. Josh Dobbs is starting. He was just traded there. So all 4 of us go with the Falcons at home, or as I like to call them, the Falcons at home. And then we've got the Rams at the Packers. And you guys know how much Chuck likes the Packers. He has been with them most of the year, but I think he's starting to realize, like most of us are, that they're not very good this year. So Rams at Packers. all four of us, again, another clean sweep. We all picked the Rams. But then you have Commanders at Patriots, and we're split here. And this is the first game where well, Josh picked differently the first game, but this game, two of us picked the Patriots and two picked the Commanders. Tommy and Josh picked the Commanders, and Chuck and I guess we're old school, we picked the Patriots. So let's go to our next 9 games. We've got the Bears at the Saints. And, the Bears have shown signs lately, but they're not good. And the Saints aren't great, but I think they're better than the Bears. All four of us are picking the Saints. Then we have Seahawks at Ravens. Okay, now the Browns lost to the Seahawks last week. I thought that some of the guys might pick the Seahawks, thinking they were better now. But no, all four of us went with the Ravens in another clean sweep. And then we have Colts at Panthers, the hapless and pathetic Bryce Young's Carolina Panthers. And all of us overwhelmingly picked the Colts. Then the next game, of course, it's in the 4 o'clock hour. It's at the Raiders, so it's going to be in the 4 o'clock hour. But we've got the Giants at the Raiders. I'm sure that they'll make this like it's going to be a matchup of the Super Bowl on whichever network it's the main game, which it probably will be the main game because it is the Giants, remember, and they love catering to New York. Giants at Raiders. We've got only 3 of us pick the Raiders. Chuck, myself, and Josh. Tommy picks the Giants. And so that's, I believe, only the third game that we don't all pick the same team to win. And then we have the Bills at Bengals. This is our fourth game. Well, no, I'm sorry. I almost skipped the Cowboys Eagles. I'd like to skip it, but Cowboys Eagles. I remember when I was a kid and the Cowboys and Eagles were on all the time, and the Cowboys were on every week. And someone changed CBS. CBS actually stands for Columbia Broadcast Systems, but someone said that it should just be called Cowboys Broadcast Systems because they had the NFC back then and they were always on. So, but Cowboys and Eagles, and we're all in agreement, Tommy, Chuck, myself, and Josh, that the Eagles are the better team, and we picked them in the clean sweep. Now let's get to the Bills-Bengals. That's also a 4 o'clock matchup. And I think this could be an emotional game because it's the two teams playing in Cincinnati. It'll be the first time, they've played in Cincinnati since the game where Damar Hamlin collapsed. And thankfully, they saved his life. But Bills at Bengals. Tommy, Chuck, and Josh all picked the Bills. I picked the Bengals. So we have that. So that's 5 games that are different. And it's really not a lot if you think about it. But there's one more that will be different. We've got Chargers at the Jets. That is the Monday night game. Stunning that a New York team is on in prime time. I'm stunned. I'm just stunned at this. But the Jets have been better than most thought they would be without Aaron Rodgers and with Zach Wilson. And the Chargers haven't been as good as most people thought they could be with Justin Herbert. But in a clean sweep, all of us picked the Chargers. Tommy, Chuck, myself, and Josh, we all picked the Chargers. And then we saved the 2 best for last, as we do every week. We've got the Buccaneers at the Texans. And 3 of the 4 of us picked the Buccaneers. Tommy, myself, and Josh. We picked the Buccaneers. But Chuck picks the Texans, and I'm not sure. I don't know. Chuck goes by the home team philosophy a lot. If it's a close matchup, maybe that's his philosophy on this one. But and then we've got the game that is the most important game, I think, to most of our viewers. It's Cardinals at Browns, and you know, let's face it. The Browns haven't played the best the last 3 weeks, but the Cardinals are a mess. They are terrible, and I don't know if they'll even be better when Kyler Murray, the most overrated quarterback in football, gets back. So, but he may play this week. He may not. I think they said they were going to play Clayton Tune since they traded Josh Dobbs this week. But all four of us, I mean, not surprisingly, we all picked the Browns. And I mean, come on, that's I. If they lose this game, if the Browns lose this game, wow, that would be stunning. But you never know. But I can't see them losing. So I think that's it for the picks. But before we go, I want to make an announcement that I am going to be starting a show on my own, a daily show. It might go 5 minutes, it might go 20 minutes. I'll film it from this set sometimes. I'll film it from another spot sometimes. It doesn't matter. But it's going to be, I'm going to rant about one topic every day. Like I said, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, just depending on how strongly I feel about it. But the show is going to be called The Shot. I'm going to take my shot at a topic once a day, 5 days a week. And you know, we'll see how that goes. I think it could be fun to, I'm just going to give my opinion on something, and you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. Everybody's got their own opinion, but the shot that'll be starting soon. I'll let everyone know when it's going to start, and but it has nothing to do with this show. I just want this show is separate. I love doing this show. So, but for my um, co-host Josh Dome and my broadcast partner Chuck Kolchuk and Tommy Shire. I'm Tim Shire, and hopefully we'll see you next week.